Waiting on several nominations right now to be confirmed. We've got a 1 week left, so hopefully we can get all of these good Oklahomans that are coming and serving their state across the finish line. But I do want to highlight we're waiting on 5 that we've gotten emails on or texts or communication that says that the Senate's not going to confirm our nominations. And you know, Doctor, hope that's not the case. Hopefully we can get those across the finish line, and I'll address a couple of them. But Dr. Finch is a medical doctor. He would be the first ever African-American, or he is the first ever African-American Secretary of Health. So the way it works is we appoint them, they start serving in their capacity, and then the Senate advise and consent is the way our Constitution works, but they're already in their positions. And so he's a veteran, great guy. He's doing a great job as our Secretary of Health right now, overseeing that. He's a business owner, and I'm looking forward to the vote on the Senate floor to see, you know, why and who doesn't think he's a good fit. So the other one that's really weird is Dr. Shropshire. She's also a medical doctor. She's worked for the DHS and especially in child advocacy for, I don't know, 13, 15 years. And then we've promoted her up. She's currently the director of DHS. And Justin Brown was there in that capacity for 5 years as both the director and then the secretary as well. And so when Justin Brown stepped off and went back to the private sector, we promoted from within, and we promoted Deb Shropshire to this position. And as governor, every other previous governor, for the most part, you can go back through the history of Governor Bellman and Governor Henry and Governor Fallon and Keating and Walters. When we have a DHS director, that's exactly who we want sitting on the cabinet advising us over these issues when it relates to families and protecting our kids across the state. So she's a medical doctor. She's a great Oklahoman. She's a mom. She's a wife. She's a mother. And for her not to sit on my cabinet to help me with these important topics, I just also think is weird. Her nominating senator said that they would carry her as well. That's Senator Thompson. And then George Young, the Democrat senator, is the one that had agreed to carry Dr. Finch as well. The other one that I'm concerned about is Heather Turner. And Heather Turner, there's been some turmoil in the commerce area. Very short time, the Senate fired our secretary from Tulsa, and so we've got Heather Turner that came into that position to run this, to just be the overseer or director of the Commerce Department. And so a little bit about Heather Turner. She is obviously, she's a great Oklahoman. She's from Moore, Oklahoma, Moore High School, graduated from college, got a scholarship in music, got married as a mom there in Tulsa, and then started a business, and very, very successful business. And then she wanted to give back, so she's now the CEO of the Jenks Chamber of Commerce. Jenks is one of the fastest growing cities in Oklahoma. And Brent Kissling was the former, I think, served for 4 or 5 years in that capacity. He came when I became governor. I hired Brent Kissling, and he was the economic development person for Enid, Oklahoma. And so that's exactly what I was looking for. And so I went to Jenks, the fastest growing city in Oklahoma. They just landed Simon Auto outlet malls, a huge outlet mall that's going to be there in Jenks, Oklahoma, which was a major, major find for Jenks. It's going to increase tax base tremendously there. So Heather's doing an amazing job up there, and we talked her into coming and serving the state in this capacity. And so she's been there for about 4 weeks. I would hate to see her get fired from that position. So I'm anxious to see that vote on the floor as well. And then Alex Gray is another Oklahoman that served in the Trump administration, and I nominated him to be on the Education Board, State Department of Education. Super talented Oklahoma City kid, worked in the Trump administration in Washington, D.C. and in the national security area under Robert O'Brien, who is the National Security Advisor to Trump. And Alex Gray is one of the smartest guys I know. And he wants to give back to his state. He travels extensively around the world. Him and Robert O'Brien have a very successful business, and he's willing to step aside and give back to the state. It's an unpaid position to work as on the state Department of Education. And so I'm anxious to see his vote on the floor. And then Audrey Cadigan. Audrey, I don't know that much about her because I think she was already on this board, but I put her on the Department of Libraries board. And so I don't know why I'm getting emails about not carrying her nomination or not confirming her as well, but looking forward to seeing her vote on the floor of the Senate as well. Again, I think Oklahomans, it's hard to recruit business people and talented people to come serve. And it's important that we work together to run, and Oklahomans elected me as governor to put my values on boards and commissions and running different agencies. And so I think we need these great Oklahomans across the finish line to serve in their capacity. So.